Hi, I'm Ken Wiley from Archetypal. At Archetypal, we're interested in helping people manage hazards by managing how they show up to situations. So the question for today is, what does Friday the 13th moons, or the moon and turtles have to do with managing risk? It's really interesting because we've been led to believe that 13 is an unlucky number and we should be afraid of this day, and shaped to believe that some murderous activity is going to happen on this day, when in truth it just kind of reflects our disconnection with nature. And there are 13 full moons in a year, and there's 28 days between those full moons. And it's interesting because the First Nations people used to use the tortoise shell or the turtle shell as a calendar, because there's 13 kind of patches or scoots on the shell of a turtle. And fascinatingly, there are 28 little scoots around the outside of the tortoise shell. So they used that as a calendar. And so the turtle and the moon were both sacred to First Nations people. Now, what does the moon have to do with safety? Well, the moon is about receptivity. It's about nighttime. It's about resting and rejuvenating and mulling over things. If I have a big decision to make, I'll sleep on it before I make this high potential consequence choice in my life. And so it's of critical importance for us to recognize that these things that are all around us are actually part of a really important process of being human, or more humane. When I look at accidents and tragedies, more accurately tragedies, I see that there's a consistent lack of receptivity on the events leading up to the catastrophe. When I look at Deepwater Horizon or Chernobyl, there's a distinct lack of listening, of hearing what needs to happen, of bringing in information and honoring that information. And so what we have in our Western society is a profound disconnect to nature, and that the lessons of nature and being receptive. Nature, many of us love nature because it receives us and accepts us exactly as we are. And if we don't kind of reflect that receptivity in kind, nature tends to kick our ass. And it's an important reflection on Friday the 13th, moons and turtles on this day in June.